Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, we provide you with enough information to ensure you approach the transaction more intelligently. Why, you might ask? Well, we believe every real estate transaction should be treated as an investment. So each week, we take you behind the scenes to show you the most up to date data and opportunities in the San Antonio market. We break down the data to reveal the subtle trends and information that could give you an edge in your real estate transaction this week. Keep watching for this week's market update with Sheldon and Carl. Let's jump right in.
All right, Carl. So what we got up on the screen right now is obviously um, our monthly data. It's just pulled in. I mean, it's it's November 3rd here. So just pulled in all of the October data. So we're going to talk about this, go through and start just looking at all of the different types of housing, single family, townhome, condos, and manufactured. We're going to talk about what we're seeing with this data. All right, so let's dive right into this, Carl. So here, coming out of September, looking at October, as we're looking at the median sales price, I see that kind of in the single family detached, we're hovering around 306, 950, right? And it looks like we're actually seeing it stabilize, right?
Yep.
While we're seeing townhomes is in a downward trajectory, right? That trajectory started in August.
Well, firstly, we were wrong about the manufactured housing. Not wrong about the manufactured housing market. I just didn't think it would crash like that. But apparently, September was a great time to buy a manufactured home, just like we had recommended.
Yes.
And now it's come back up a little bit, but still, this is 2 years, right? Oh, this is just about a year and a half. It's January 2021. So it's still cheaper than it was in January 2021 to buy a manufactured home. That's crazy. Obviously, condos have gone up significantly as a percentage over the past year and a half. Single family homes is just what we expected and just what we've been seeing. 2 months ago, we started talking about that downturn and how it isn't really crashing. We're just kind of normalizing and kind of doing what we normally do. Look at the past year and a half, and we have little dips and valleys and highs. That's just what a market does. And for it to be as stable as it looks right there, I don't see any concern with the single family housing market. It's obviously things are taking longer to sell, which we're going to look at when we look at days on market. But for the most part, home values are still going up. So there's still appreciation to be had in homes, although it may be a little bit more complicated to actually get into a home or get an offer accepted. What's really surprising about this graph is the townhouses and how much townhouses have crashed. I wonder what that is. And my first instinct, just based off of clients' wants and needs for the past maybe year, privacy. Yes. Condos have high HOA fees. So can townhomes, though, but
yeah, and then there's only a select few individuals or you got a small slice of the market that is going to be interested in townhome here in San Antonio. As I like going behind the scenes here, and one of the reasons I love to show this to clients is because there's a lot of fear and pent up kind of angst in the market right now, and you're hearing, oh my God, we're seeing 7% interest rate. What's going on? The market is going to lock up. We're not going to see any sales. But look at us trekking right along, right? We had a small dip, right? But we're trucking right along. We're trucking right along, right? Home prices are holding.
Yeah,
right? 305 in September, 306, 950 in October, right?
Yep.
I mean, what's that? $1,000, a couple $1,000 difference. That's amazing to me to see that. We're not seeing this huge dip in pricing. Now there has been some price decreases on the market. Don't get me wrong, but we're just not seeing this huge wave of price dips that everybody's trumpeting and talking about. And we've got to watch the emotional roller coaster when it comes to data. You know, we've got to just say
Yep.
to our clients, listen, here's what the data is telling, you know? And when I show them this from the median sales price aspect, they're saying, oh, so we can actually sell in this market? And that's the story, right? But what do you think
Absolutely.
this is telling? What do you think it's also saying to buyers?
Well, I think there's two things about some things that you mentioned. The market isn't crashing, which we've been saying over and over again. And to your point, where the thing is that what is bad about today's market is that it takes a lot more thinking. It takes a lot more figuring some shit out and trying to make things work for your client, trying to sympathize with the selling side or the listing side if you're the buyer, with the buyer side if you're the listing agent, and come to some kind of mutual agreement. It takes a lot more of that right now to purchase a home. It doesn't make it impossible to purchase a home. It just means it's a little bit more difficult. So you have to be a lot more careful with who you have helping you, representing you, or at least guiding you, whether it's a family member, friend, or an actual realtor. You got to be careful with it, because right now it's not about just putting in an offer and it either gets accepted or doesn't get accepted. It's so much more than that now. You have to spend days negotiating and going back and forth with some counters, trying to get other sides to pay for things and coming to that final common ground. So when we hear on the news that, oh, the market this and the market that, and mostly new real estate news and real estate publications and things, and gurus and coaches, it's not a terrible market. The market isn't crazy. Realtors aren't just out of homes to sell or having a tough time selling homes because of the market. It's because they have to work too hard. It's because they have to work harder than we've had to work in the past 2 years and probably some years before that. But all that means is just
Tie back into the buyer conversation. Yes, we have to counter our bias. It is a higher interest rate environment. No one is disputing that. We were sub 3% in January, right? We're north of 7% right now. Okay, and you know, not everybody can handle that additional payment per month that you now have to pay for the same house, right? So if you were looking at a house at 350,000 or 306,000, which is the median price, right, in San Antonio, you're looking at that house, you're having to pay more for that house today than you would have paid for that house back in January or even April. You know, when we started seeing the increases in March, et cetera, well, in May, et cetera, right? That's a fact. That's a fact of the market.
right.
You are paying more for that house today. However, what we're not seeing is this huge crash and this huge waste of equity, right? They still have the value in the home. We're still trucking along. Homes are still gaining value. It's probably going to go back to the customary 3% a year increase, right, in property value, and not
This
the
is
20%
let me just remind you real quick. This is median sales price. This doesn't necessarily reflect the actual value of the property. This is market value.
Absolutely, market value, but at the same time, market, because that's what we can sell. That's what somebody is willing to pay for the property, and I always lean to that because it's the money somebody is willing to pay you for the property. All right, not some fictitious number out there, right? So the value is what somebody's willing to pay you for. Yeah. So hey, we covered median sales price. Let's jump over and look at days on the market. That's always an interesting statistic. So let's look at how long things are staying on the market. Oh, look at this graph. So we're seeing single family move to 33 days from 30 in September to 33 days in October, right? We're seeing condos move from 28 days to 34.
Look, this looks like it's just reflecting what we just looked at with the sales prices. Now, I want to remind anyone who's watching that this graph is completely opposite from the other graph. when the lines go up, it's a bad thing. When the lines
Yes.
go down, it's a good thing. Not necessarily bad or good. It just depends what side you're on, sell side or buy side. But what we want to see is days on market down, because then it shows us like things are happening. It shows us the market is moving. So when the days on market go up, that means the market is really slowing down, which you can see with single family homes and the condos there. So what's surprising is that townhouses, all of a sudden, their days on market went way down.
I know,
Why?
man.
Maybe
From-
it's because they lost, go back to sales price.
So go back to sales price, me
Yeah,
being over here.
maybe it's because they lost 23% in the past year and a half. Maybe that's why people have realized, oh, townhomes, we should get into those because they're down right now. I'm sorry, am I talking about -5.7?
Yes,
Is that right?
yes,
Is
you're
that
right.
right? Okay.
Yeah, you're totally right. Townhome is where it's at right now. So if you're looking, and that's probably why you're seeing a 10-day drop in time on market, right? So they're hanging out. So before it was 28 days, now it's 18 days on market, right? So you put the thing on the house. I mean, you could have this thing under contract and in escrow within 18 days. I mean, that's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Especially when single family is
This time of year, we expect to see something similar to this, where the days on market start to go up a little bit after school starts and everything, especially getting into the holidays. So seeing this, we normally would expect to see a little bit of a rise. So just know that this isn't just an abnormal rise, like you're saying. This isn't like things are skyrocketing out of normalcy. Maybe a little bit, but we expect to see something like that. So it's not as bad.
sure. I'm gonna pull this out 3 years just for giggles, and I'm gonna do a rolling 12, okay, to kind of smooth those lines out, right? So days on market overall. So this I pulled it all the way back to 2019, right? Look at our days on market compared to today. I mean, in 2019, we were hovering around 35 days for single family in January 2019. Let's just go to October so we compare apples to apples. Okay, the 38 days in 2019, townhomes were higher at 32. Condos were 42 days on market, and manufactured are 49 days on market. Okay, and that was 3 years ago, right? Pull it forward. I mean, if you consider this, we're moving at a pretty good clip.
Yeah, those, well, I would like to, I'm really looking at the manufactured homes still. I'd like to know if that's due to market or if it's due to less supply. Because that could be the case with, I mean, I guess with any, but with manufactured homes, it's not really so much of a wonder. Is it new or is it pre-owned? I wonder if more pre-owned are sold than new manufactured homes. If I was buying a manufactured home, I'd buy a new one. So it makes me wonder, are days on market down because inventory is down? And is inventory down because of manufacturing being down? So are they affecting the market themselves? Let's stop manufacturing. Let's have less inventory. Prices go up. Buyer competition goes up. Days on market goes down. And then when they need some more inventory and they need the market to settle back, they just make more manufactured homes. I don't know. Conspiracy maybe.
No builder or manufactured home developer is going to be building these things at a loss, right? They're in this to make money. So if they're holding inventory, they're not making money. Okay, so I could see maybe some of that pullback that you're talking about, but the last statistic I kind of read was that there's still 5.4 million homes short in America. Now, price right to sell no matter what the market is doing, right? I just had a difficult task. A client said to me, "Hey, I need to be done with this thing by December. I need to be out of this thing," right? He just told me that a couple weeks ago, right? So my entire process was price it right. Price it so that people will flood to it, right? That was our strategy. we priced right. We went on there. We didn't even have to go to the marketplace. You know, the price it right strategy works all the time. You know, and I
Yeah.
think that's some of what we're seeing. You know,
Yep, they're affordable, and if you look at the price per square foot for rent,
yes,
they're pretty good. So you could still get a decent amount of cash flow from it, especially with how cheap they are. To your other point about keep doing this. The data and the average all the homes that we're still when you're hearing about data on the news or online and social media, you're seeing national data. And if you're trying to purchase a property or sell a property in San Antonio or one of our surrounding cities, you shouldn't be watching national news about real estate if you're not selling somewhere else. Watch something local. That's what's great about something like this. Hopefully you like the show. But that's what's great about something like this is it's local. You will find almost every time the San Antonio market, much like the Texas market in general, does not follow the same rules as the rest of the economy. And we are not experiencing the same things that the rest of the economy is experiencing. So this may look bad, but the rest of the economy may be much worse than what we're seeing here on our graphs. And that
absolutely. Real estate is hyper local, and I'll just leave it at that. Real estate is a hyper local game. You got to have a local expert. All right. So one of our favorites, I think we like to look at is percent of. Well, we have to have two favorites, but percent of list price. Let's see what's going on in that arena. And I'm gonna shrink this back down to 1 year and then do the monthly. Well, look at that, man. Look at San Antonio trucking along at 100% at list price, bro. That is amazing in the single family space. 100% of list price in the townhome space. Now we see that they're 98%.
I mean, it just keeps supporting manufactured housing. The lowest number on there is manufactured housing. What does that mean? It means that not only is manufactured housing becoming more affordable, but as a median, buyers are getting the homes for less than what the homes are being sold for. So it's a great time to purchase a manufactured home.
Hey, you've been talking about this manufactured home story for at least the last couple.
You know what? I'm not doing the talking. The graph is telling me.
That is true.
The data is telling me what it's going to hear, and I just present it to the human. Looking good. I'm not surprised by condos. That's not too much lower. Their days on market is going up, isn't it? It doesn't say it just tells us a lot of worry and a lot of angst and a lot of fear about what's happening with the market.
Yes.
You know, sellers are getting 100% of what they want out of their sell.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, where is it bad? Is it bad that you're not getting 10,000 over? Is it bad that they're waiving appraisals? Like we said before, the only thing that's different is now you as agents, sellers, and buyers, you just have to work a little bit harder, but you can get deals done. You can get deals done with compromise.
You could see with single family that I can tell real estate professionals are responding to what they're seeing in the market. We have some great folks here in San Antonio, so I could tell they're responding to that because they are selling at 100% of what they're listing for. So people are sensitive to what the market is telling us, what the interest rates are doing, what inflation is doing, and they're pricing accordingly. And sounds like we have some homeowners that's listening as well, because we're getting 100% of what we're listing for. And that's not just in October, that was also in September. And
I want to illustrate the point real quick about
so I mean that's pretty good.
About these sales prices and it being at 100% and staying pretty normalized to illustrate the harder work that it takes to get a contract right now.
Mm-hmm.
What this is also telling me in support of that is buyers are still fairly worried to negotiate the price, to ask for a lower price on homes. which could possibly mean that a lot of what's happening in the market right now isn't on the purchase price side. It's on the term side. It's on who's paying for survey and title and HOA and what concessions are you giving. This doesn't tell us what concessions sellers may have given to buyers for their down payments, for their closing costs. So although I think it is positive that the market is
Sure,
staying pretty
because
even keel,
obviously terms
I
matter,
am
right?
interested to know
But
what's
that also
happening
means that
in the
people are
contract,
now in
not
that,
just in the
this
sales
was
price.
unreasonable before. Sellers did not care. They're like, just pay me above asking or go talk to somebody else, right? I've got tons of people coming at me.
Or cash,
Now they're more, say again?
or cash.
Or cash, right? Now they're more, it sounds like there's some more sensitivity in the space. People are more reasonable. People are able to communicate with each other well and say, hey, I'll buy it at the price you want, but here's some terms I'd like you to consider, right? And then pick up some terms that's gonna help you with, I mean, for example, 2-1 buy down terms that's out there right now that's being floated. You've got, I mean, there's tons of terms, and obviously we don't want to go through that right here.
There are always down payment options for you. We have a whole down payment system that searches for down payment assistance that every single person may qualify for.
Absolutely.
And the 2-to-1 buy down that you're talking about that allows you to basically get your home at a lower interest rate for the first 2 years. And then when you refinance, all of that goes towards your principal and you have no lender fees. So just quick points about those things. Whoever you're working with needs to know about down payment assistance programs that are available to you as a buyer. And also, if you don't know those things, you need to be working with someone who's going to educate you on ways that you can save money. And if you feel like you can't get a home, ways that you can possibly get a home with the down payment assistance programs we're aware of. Sheldon can help you with any of that.
Absolutely. Yeah, stay up on that. Matter of fact, I've sent several links to my clients, just say, hey guys, if you want to learn more about this or talk more about this, give me a call. I'm here to help. You know? Hey, so let's jump into one of our points that we love so much, man, is the price per square foot.
I love price per square foot.
Yeah, I love it. So single family home, let me search for that quickly, 168. And that's staying steady from September, 168 in September, 168 now in October. But it was 172 in August, right? And it had previously been at 173. So staying, within a few dollars. So we're not seeing a huge dip there. What do you think this is telling our sellers out there?
Well, mostly I have a question. How different is a 12% increase in the last 12 months compared to, say, a normal 12 months? What's the average rate of increase between like 2015 and 2020 or something like that, Before COVID, before everything, what does a normal 12 months look like, and how drastic of a change is this really? Because 12% can seem like a lot, but
So this is our 5-year pull and on a rolling 12-month cycle. So if we roll back all the way to, say, October of 2017, we were 104, right? So let's go to 104. November, let's go to September. So we have that $1 swing again, right? July 102, and this is 2017.
so
103.
let's just take the first 12 months.
$1 increase pretty much every month. August and July stayed the same.
So what month are you starting with?
So I started with January of 2017
Okay.
at 99.
So then December 2017, what was that?
So December of 2017 was 105. 99
right.
to 105.
105. And January 2017 was what again? I'm sorry?
99.
99. So it was a $6 increase over the 12 months.
Yes.
What was our dollar increase over the 12 months?
So for us, it was January 22 was 146.
What was October of 21?
October of 21 was tell you right now. October of 21 was 141 in the single family.
For
state.
single family, and
Mhm.
we're at 166 now.
And now we're at 166.
Okay. So that's a 400% increase from what looks like an average. It probably is about 6% to 8% every year on average, like we saw in that one example.
Absolutely. So you're going from
Dollars, I'm sorry, I think I said percent, but it was $6 on
dollars.
average that year. And now it's $20 in this past year per square foot of an increase, which means I can definitely see this price per square foot going down, which would mean home values going down. It needs to normalize. So if we increase by 6,000 from 2020, from April of 2020.
So April of 2020,
Yeah.
we would have been at, in price per square foot, 118.
Okay,
This is
so
gonna- this
so
is gonna-
2021 we should have been, if it was $6, it should have been 124.
It's 126.
Okay,
Okay, and then, April of 2021 was 129.
okay,
Then April of 2022 was 153. So we've accelerated for sure, right?
yeah, because that puts us at 11 for the first year, $11
But
compared to the 6 we saw.
Exactly. But remember, that was throughout that whole escalation of the COVID debacle with the destroyed or ruptured supply chains, and
Right, right.
so all of that contributed to this kind of rapid increase in price per square foot. So I think there's some room to come down. You know what I mean? But also remember, your money isn't going as far as it was going in 2017. Now you're paying more for things. You know what I mean? Right? So your money is not gonna go as far. You know, I think we might see it come down some. How much I can't be sure. You know, I'm gonna put it back in for 1 year and then go to a monthly look. Right? But what we see it, on the 1 year look, we see it kind of in that up and down, right? Here you were spending more in May, you're spending 173. And that's on the townhome side, right? On the single family, single family, you're 173. And now you want.
But it's still like, and it's important to look at it from this perspective, because you can just still see a very normal gradual escalation or increase in median price per square foot. I don't know. I know we've said it a couple times, but I hate to make people think that the market is crashing or that there's going to be this huge recession or anything like that. Because when we look at data, I mean, specifically single family homes, everything's just kind of normal. Yes, we just proved that we had way too much acceleration in price per square foot over the last 2 years. We all know why that happened, but it is where we are. And now we're just going to continue going down and going up and going down and going up. So just because we're going down for the first time since COVID, there's no reason to be afraid or to be scared of a crash or a recession. Things are just happening like they do. So either wait for the spring.
This is just one graph that we look
as
at,
high as they
or
can get
system
to,
that we use for graphs,
and
and
you're closing in May, and now
when
the rates are lower.
when you're trying to buy a home,
We'll just find out.
or when you're trying to sell a home,
refinance in
you know,
2
it's kind
years.
of three-dimensional. You don't just
And my
have to think
talking point
about
is, don't be
um,
afraid.
what's happening in the market to know how to
Just,
price the home.
You
You don't just have
understand
to
it,
think
neighbor.
about, okay,
That's
what's the
why we
buyer
stand here
thinking,
and
what's
do
the
this.
buyer
That's why
going to do,
we
or
do
what's the
this,
seller going to do, what's the
and
seller
then present
thinking.
this to our
You
to
should
our
also be
followers, and,
thinking about what
just
are
trying
other
to show
buyers
what's
like
going
me going
on,
to be
what's
doing,
the
or what are other
reality of things.
sellers like
It's
me
not
going to
the
be
shock, it's
offering.
not
And the
the
market
fear
data
mongering
really,
and
when you
everything
look at
that
it,
you
when you
hear
have
out there
someone
in the
who
media,
analyzes market data like this,
speak with
they're not
sensible
looking at it to see, oh, what
real
are the
estate
numbers, or
professionals that's
what's the
gonna
price per square
guide you,
foot. Like, yeah, it's
provide
fun to look at,
true
but
and
really what you're
detailed
trying to do
guidance
is
to
you're
you
trying to say,
and take
okay,
you through the
if
process.
any other
Somebody
realtor
that
is as good as
cares
I
for you.
am, and they're
Somebody
looking at
that
this
cares
data,
enough to
what
go
will they
in
be
the
doing right
background
now
and
based
pull
off of this data?
and show
And
it to you
it helps
and
you
make this
compete in the
and help you
market
make
as
the
a
wisest
realtor
decision
for your
you can
clients.
make and
And
help
so
you
it's
navigate
three-dimensional.
the waters out
So
there, right?
you know,
Because there's a lot of
if all
talk
you're doing
going on,
is
there's a lot
thinking
of fear
about,
mongering,
okay,
a lot
what's
of
the seller
scary
thinking?
talk.
What should we offer? How should we counter?
Yeah.
So
It's just really
really
important
thinking
to
the
be
same
looking
thing
at
about
the
the
data.
buyer. You're
Yeah.
only
I
thinking
mean,
about it two ways, and you need someone who is
we at
looking at
Silver
data
Valley
like
Group,
this
man, we're
that can
chewing
tell
through
you
a
what
lot
the
of
other party
data,
might be thinking, or
all
the
the
other
time.
parties who are
It's,
competing
looking
against
at
you,
what we
what
do,
they might be
looking at
thinking.
what's going on in the marketplace, and we're consistently talking about how to serve our clients at the highest level possible. This is what we do well. It's just a wonderful opportunity to be able to present this on a consistent basis. First of all, to the San Antonio audience, but to our clients as well.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, so.
I always enjoy it. I hope that was good information for everybody. I don't want to drag out the ending. Do we have any maybe some takeaways?
I don't know, man. I think your manufactured home story still is the shining star here.
I
It's
still haven't
more
even looked
so,
into it. I just haven't had time.
I need to,
Letting
though.
us know that everything's
still
okay.
looking really good.
They're seeing how
I
the
think
single-family
another
home
another
market,
lesson
is
every single time
just
we've done this,
it's looked exactly the same. There's some highs, there's some lows, but gradually over time it's going up, and everything
Awesome.
seems to be
Hey, man, another
normal.
wonderful show, brother. That's what it is in the books. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. All right.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Have a good night, brother.
Okay, take care.
Take care.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this week's market update. I hope you enjoyed the content, and I hope you got some valuable information out of what we broke down with each one of those data points. If you have any comments or questions about what we discussed today, leave it in the comments below, or if you like the video, hit the like button. And to see a weekly update, hit the subscribe button for this content and much more content you can find on our channel. Till next time, I hope you guys have a good week. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this week's market update. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this week's market update. I hope you found the content valuable and informative, and I hope that it helps you with your home search or your home selling. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this week's market update. I hope it was valuable for you, and I hope that you can take that information and use it in your real estate transaction. If you need any help or have any questions or comments about what we discussed today, leave it in the comments below. And please let us know that you like our content by subscribing and hitting that like button. We'll see you next week.